Hi, this is Emanuela, the creator of Having My Cake and Eating It Too. Welcome to my podcast. This is my first unofficial episode. When it comes to the official episode, I'll let you know. But I am no longer letting my perfectionism and the days of everyday life. I'm a student. I'm 22 years old. I have experienced a lot, and there's a lot that I'm getting out. I get downloads all the time. I'm connected to spirit, and there is so many things that this podcast is going to touch up on that touches on current things that are going on in everyday life, from spirit to mental, physical, physiological, all of that, societal, political, all of it. And it also coincides with my writing, if you ever want to check that out as well. But I just wanted to give a reference that this episode is starting off with me listening to the radio, and there's a question that was asked about, it was like a trivia question on if there is, it was like a trivia, sorry, trying to distract me, but there's a trivia question on whether or not people were actually paying 50,000 or million or billion MKB for specific glaciers where they can drink out of for purified water, for like the purest water. And I was like, no way. But there's a part of me that completely believed it, because the amount of guilt and like greed. Ooh, funny how guilt came out. I meant to say greed. But the amount of greed that is going on with like money, and how the world is currently looking, the state of the world, and how people just have apparently lacked empathy. We care so much about whether it's Democrat or Republican, and we've just completely lacked the empathy of it, of animals and besides ourselves. But nonetheless, that was just me tuning into it, and I ended up going into a rant about the trees and how, hey, the fact that it's just coincidental, not coincidental, how earlier that day I had seen something on TV about the California fires, and apparently it just continues to happen. Yet we see so many purified waters within the stores, but nonetheless, just continue watching. You can watch this if you are a Democrat or a Republican. This is just an observation and the truth that I have observed, is something that maybe we should all open our eyes to and actually talk about what actually matters. Because, not to sound the Lorax or anything, but in another lifetime, that was my buddy. Me and the Lorax, he tight, okay? He speaks for the trees, and I see why. I speak for him too. So, enjoy, and yeah. Welcome to Having My Cake and Eating It Too. This is the official, non-official intro. Bye.
Amy.
So crazy, this cannot be real. It's not real. If this is real,
it's so fucking real.
I don't even know.
Are you so serious?
I don't understand.
Lunchbox.
No, this is so fake. You tried to sell it there at the end also, and you cannot take that from a park. Like they tell you not to take rocks when you go to a park. They're not going to let you take glaciers. Absolutely fake.
Okay.
Depending on the water,
It
they really
doesn't
don't have.
It doesn't have to be from a national park.
True. Lunchbox thinks it's like the city park.
That's where all glaciers are, man.
This is so stupid, it's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. Good job.
Okay.
Oof, I thought it might be real.
Yeah, that one was so over the top that I hoped you would think that it was real. Final one. Amy and Eddie have 2. Lunchbox have 1. A personal cloud for sale. A luxury tech company claims to have developed a personal floating cloud that can follow-ish its owner or the house to provide shade in certain situations. The cloud is made of lightweight drone technology that adjusts based on sunset.
I don't even know that. That's crazy. Because the way that I 110% was like my mouth opened in shock. Because it's like, wait, are these motherfuckers actually like taking glaciers that already burnt, that already dying, and using it just because of the freshest water? And I 110% believed it, because it's low as fuck. It's not the money part. that's like OMG. No, it's that made me be like, OMG, this cannot be real. No, it's the fact that it's similar. Like, they're doing it right now underneath our noses. Like, they're literally doing it to the trees in California. We see all these freaking wildfires. These wildfires are not happening on their own. I hope y'all recognize that. Because we all know that nature will 110% over time come back to its natural self. That's why it's nature. Nature, just as is, will always come back to itself. Unless it's something is continuously hindering it. For example, something quite literally dehydrating the plants and the trees and funneling water into fucking water bottles that have chemicals goddamn added to it, and yet it is filled up 80% of the water section. Karma's a bitch, and it's about time that the people who are doing vile, reckless, horrible things to this earth and to us, because it's a circle. If you start doing something horrible, it's going to affect everything. You think those individual people are not affected? Have their own medical issues and limbs that hurt and shit like that? Because they refuse to sit with that emotion within themselves. They REFUSE. They absolutely refuse. It's time to take the trash out. It's so cute. That's a cute man. But, the man distracted me. Nonetheless, we're going to touch on this. I just wanted to, because it's so serious. There's no reason why so many fires should be happening. There isn't. Back to back to back. People are losing homes. Like, there's no benefit. The trees are dying. Like, there's no benefit. The water is keeping us parched. Like, there's no benefit. The water for Wisconsin lying our third eye. Like, there's no benefit. But, okay, you get money in your pocket. But are you happy? So there's no benefit. Like, what's the point of having so much money if you can't be happy with it? If you don't go throw that ish away, if you don't go flush it, if you don't go wipe your tears, if you don't go to therapy, and you would think, if all that moolah, you get some actual psychiatric help, actual mental help, actual emotional help, physiological help, spiritual help. But no, you'd rather keep sucking the life out of these innocent trees. My God, I love all life. And if it's so hard for you to think of all life as all life, think of trees as like one independent life. Because there's a bunch of trees, right? And quite literally, we cannot survive. Like SURVIVE, survive. Since we're not living, a lot of us, like more than 70% of us, are not living the lives we want to live. We're not actually waking up happy to our lives. Don't know about you, but I'm actually working towards a life where I can 110% wake up happy. And I am waking up happy. But a life where I can thrive. And my life of me thriving is me able to thrive with the people among me. But I cannot be thriving around the people among me if they're all surviving. So back to what I was saying, more than 70% of us is surviving. We is not actually living. So if that's survival of 70% of y'all, all 110% of us would not be able to live nor survive without these goddamn trees. So why are we watching the waters get funneled out of it and not saying much about it? Oh, actually, it's because it's not being put to the forefront. Instead, we're looking at motherfuckers like goddamn Tesla and Musk. We're looking at Musketeers and Cheetah Puffs. Irrelevancies. like the debates between white versus blue. What are we, in kindergarten? Like, we're looking at white argue with blue as if there are not valid points within both, as if there's not a collective problem, like a collective issues that we should be actually looking at that actually determines our livelihoods. Because if we don't have this one source of trees, that's the only reason why we're on Earth. I need us to recognize that. Like, the fact that we got plants and trees, and we're blessed with acres upon miles, upon billions of miles of trees. Yet that has been dimming for the past decade, let alone century. And it's happening faster and faster underneath our eyes. The results of it been happening. The result of those decades, of those centuries, is literally happening before our eyes. The trees are tired. They've given each other water. They've restored themselves time and time and time and time again. And they're burning. Because if you keep pushing something's buttons, it's going to have no more buttons to push. The button's going to freaking break. If you keep pouring from an empty cup, the cup's going to break. You're parched. The trees are parched. And they've done nothing to us but good. Literally. They've been used to literally build up our houses. And it's funny because I'm literally about to go on a run. Yet, this cannot go over my head. Because what if something else comes to me? I have to nip this in the butt right the frick now. Because it is so unfair. I feel the hurt of the trees. It is so unfair. I feel the hurt of myself, of my future generations. It is so unfair. Why the frick are we drinking chemicalized water when we have natural water that is okay for us to drink? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It is literally another way to funnel money. Hey, what can we do to put more money in our pockets? How about let's alter the water and make it 8 out of 10 options to buy inside every single store? Yes. And then let's put a couple cents underneath the water that nature already gave us. Yes, let's do that. And let's make them think that doing the natural stuff costs us more. As if they're not literally putting money into these machines that are literally funneling water out of these natural trees. As if they're not putting money into literally getting the chemicals that they put into these waters. So how does that make sense for it to be cheaper than the water that came to us for free? Oh, but the bottle's recycled. Bro, this is a podcast TED Talk with myself. Deadass. This is a TED Talk with myself. I want to go ahead and write this down. I am going to write an essay about it, 110%, because I'm just a writer. But that being said, I have 20 essays in progress right now. So I might just post this. And whoever listens, because this is really a conversation. Okay, because no. Synchronicities do not happen by accident. Don't happen by accident. Don't happen by accident. And it didn't happen by accident. The trees are dying, and there's no excuse why. There's no excuse. Because the reason why is literally, the opposite end of it is literally greed. It's literally greed. There's no moral validity behind it. There's no moral validity behind it. Now I'm going to go on my run. If I cry, I cry. But it's just so freaking sad. Thank you for listening. I'm going to add a ending and all that. Okay. Please share this. Please get the word out. Because generally, I don't think enough people know that this is the reality of what's going on. Not enough people know that this is why their homes are being burned down. Not enough people know. And this is why on the news, every other day we're hearing that another forest in Colorado, California, Nevada is gone. My God. But I digress. Bye. That being humbly said, thank you so much from the deepest depths of my heart for listening to the first unofficial, episode of Having My Cake and Eating It Too, where I am directly speaking for the trees. This was more of a rant. There will 110% be a more in-depth discussion about the trees and about the trees, okay? Because about the trees, because they freaking matter. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. I hope you were able to get something, knowledge, a different perspective, enjoy it, whatever it may be. I just hope you didn't watch it and had no thought behind, because then that would make you an NPC. And we don't do those. We do not. That being said, go ahead and share, subscribe, all that stuff. Okay. This is a very shitty outro. And I love you. Thank you for watching. Bye.